How one slap changed the world. I'm Northstar, the $7 entrepreneur. See the link in the description.
Where do we go as a country if women are driving men insane to where they're acting in destructive manners?
Oh, wow.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
One thing Jada said three nights before is, I don't give a damn what anybody says. I love my bald head. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
I don't give two craps what people feel about this bald head of mine, because guess what? I love it.
We're going to be talking about Jada's bald ass head for the next 50 years.
Ha! Will Smith sits with David Letterman on his Netflix show. My next guest needs no introduction. Will reveals his dark side about a vision he has about losing his career and his money and its relation to his marriage and his family. And this episode was recorded before the infamous Oscar slap.
You end up in Peru drinking
ayahuasca.
How do you know about ayahuasca?
You know, I was starting to realize that I couldn't win enough. My marriage couldn't be good enough. My kids couldn't be healthy enough. That none of that stuff was going to like scratch the itch that I had, and I started a spiritual journey.
Right.
You know, and when you start to move in those spiritual circles, people bring up things. A friend of mine had come to me who had done it.
Weren't you fearful of this?
Terrified. You know, I'm a serious researcher, and when I did my research and some of the experiences, I decided that it was something I wanted to try. It's a psychotropic. You're not hallucinating, right? It's like both realities are 100% present. It's not like superimposed over this reality. It's totally separate. There's what's going on in your head and there's what's going on in the room. Once you drink it, you're going to see yourself in a way you've never seen yourself. It's the vine of the gods. One of the experiences was the individual, most hellish psychological experience of my life. All of a sudden, it's like I start seeing all of my money flying away, and my house is flying away, and my career is going away, and I'm like, and I'm trying to like grab for my money and my career. My whole life is getting destroyed.
So this is your fear.
This is my fear
in real
right?
life.
And I'm in there, but I'm in there now. I'm just wanting to vomit and all of that. And I hear a voice saying, "This is what the fuck it is. This is what the fuck life is." And I'm going,
I'm going to, okay?
And I hear Willow screaming, "Daddy, help me, Daddy, how come you won't help me?" And I'm like, "I don't see you, baby, I don't see you." And the shaman is like, "Relax, relax, relax." And she tells me, "Sit up." She tells me, "Sit up." And then slowly, as like I stopped caring about my money. I just want to get to Willow. I stopped caring about my house. I stopped caring about my career. And I get to the point where I settle down and the voice is still at 100%. I still hear Willow screaming. My money is still flying away, but I'm going. And I'm totally calm, even though there's hell going on in my mind. When I came out of it, I realized that anything that happens in my life, I can handle it.
We all know in life, when things happen in a sequence, that means the order, that it paints this big picture, that it tells a story, right? So the point of all of this is just to connect the dots and try to really rationalize this and figure this out in real time and see what's really going on. Because I think personally that Jada is up to something. So let's listen to this clip, what she said from the red table, and then we're going to take it from there.
This is a really important red table talk on alopecia. Considering what I've been through with my own health and what happened at the Oscars, thousands have reached out to me with their stories. I'm using this moment to give our alopecia family an opportunity to talk about what it's like to have this condition and to inform people about what alopecia actually is. Now, about Oscar night, my deepest hope is that these two intelligent, capable men have an opportunity to heal, talk this out, and reconcile. The state of the world today, we need them both. And we all actually need one another more than ever.
The question is, do we believe her? Let's analyze a few parts of this, what's going on. On Oscar night, Will Smith goes up there and slaps Chris Rock. People are associating that incident to what Chris Rock said about Jada in 2016 when she had initiated the Oscars boycott. We fast forward to 2022. He just said something about her bald head being G.I. Jane. Now she's on the red table associating that to alopecia, right? At this red table speech that she just made, all right? But what I think, it's a PR stunt. Vivica expresses her feelings about Jada's address from the red table about the Oscar slap. She says Jada did not take accountability.
This is going to be difficult for me. These are my peers. I've done a movie with both of them. Set It Off with Jada and Independence Day with Will Smith, which absolutely changed my life. When I saw this video last night, it made me cry. There was no accountability. Will Smith was defending her honor. Also, let's not forget that Chris Rock was assaulted. We cannot forget that.
Till then, Will and I are continuing to do what we have done for the last 28 years, and that's keep figuring out this thing called life together.
Entanglement.
Yes. Yes.
A relationship.
Yes, it was a relationship, absolutely.
It's interesting that Jada says this from the red table, but Will says this.
Now, I know to do what we do, you got to be able to take abuse. You got to be able to have people talk crazy about you. In this business, you got to be able to have people disrespecting you. And you got to smile and you got to pretend like that's okay. But Richard Williams, and what I loved, thank you, D. Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, he said, at your highest moment, be careful, that's when the devil comes for you. I want to apologize to the Academy. I want to apologize to all my fellow nominees. Love will make you do crazy things.
Corey Holcomb says Jada's bad energy is making Will Smith die sooner than he's supposed to.
If you're around somebody that takes away the good energy from you, you're not going to be yourself. If you allow somebody with bad energy to be around you every day, you're basically dying faster than you normally would die. I found that out when my wife left. Right. And that's why I would tell Will Smith, yeah, she gonna take a lot of your money, but you better get away from that, dog. Because you ain't got no control. You can't have the homies over smashing your wife, man.
Will Smith's best friend and longtime business partner, DJ Jazzy Jeff, shares his thoughts about the Oscar slap.
I'm sure my listeners are like, why are you avoiding the elephant in the room? Yeah, what's your reaction?
A lapse in judgment. It is as simple as that. It's just different when the lapse in judgment comes from one of the most recognizable figures on the planet. It just so happened that he did it on national television at the Oscars. So people aren't defined by their lapses in judgment, because if it was, I don't think any of us would have the right to say anything. It's unfortunate. You know, I know Will and I know his character. You know, he was very remorseful. It just so happened that this was the one.
Before you go, check out the description section. How one slap changed the world.